Hi, my name is Matt Odie. I'm 29 years old and I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. By the age of 24, I was diagnosed with stage 3C testicular cancer. By the age of 25, I was in a coma for 2 weeks with complete kidney and liver failure and many more near-death experiences. Now fast forward 4.5 years later, I'm a keynote inspirational speaker, a cancer advocate, and a mentor for individuals who've gone through traumatic experiences in their life, helping them regain control of their mental, emotional, and physical life so they can live a life full of purpose and impact through whatever journey they've been on. So at the age of 24, I was a healthy personal trainer at the time until one night I ended up puking up blood. I got rushed to the emergency room where the doctors discovered that I had lost 2/3 of the blood circulating in my body. They rushed me into an emergency surgery, gave me 6 bags of blood, and the next morning, my doctor sat down with me and told me, "Matt, we have found an 11-centimeter tumor in your small intestine. We believe it is cancerous, and we have to rush you to the main campus of the Cleveland Clinic immediately." As I arrived to the Cleveland Clinic, they did a bunch of tests on me and found out that I had the highest stage of testicular cancer, where it had spread all over my body. Immediately, they put me on 5 rounds of what's called BEP, very intense and potent chemotherapy, which lasted roughly 3 to 4 months. With that being said, the most challenging moments were still ahead of me. I sat down with my oncologist and he stated, "Matt, good news is your tumor shrunk from 11 centimeters to 3 centimeters, but your tumor is wrapped around what's called your inferior vena cava." Now, your inferior vena cava is a central vein that goes from the bottom of your upper body to your heart. They had to end up doing an 11-hour surgery with 4 different surgeons involved to remove the vena cava, to remove the rest of the cancer in my body, and to remove the tumor. When they did so, my body went to what's called compartment syndrome. I ended up having complete kidney and liver failure. I had so much swelling in my stomach that I had to drain 7 liters of fluid out of my stomach, and I ended up falling into a 2-week non-induced coma. Long story short, I was in the ICU for over 40 days. I ended up going into cardiac arrest 1 week out of my coma. I ended up having to completely relearn to live my entire life again, from laying in the hospital bed to taking my very first steps. I ended up being in the Cleveland Clinic for over 53 days, and I dropped down from a 185-pound personal trainer to 110 pounds in a matter of less than 8 months. Now, through all of that, it took me over 2.5 years to fully recover myself mentally, emotionally, and physically. And when I was able to finally do so, I could then say, what is my next path? What is my next purpose in life? And the only way I was able to do that was surrounding myself with like-minded people that were going to help me get to that direction. And once I did so, it helped me to share my story, it helped me to share my message, to help individuals who are going through a similar experience to me, because I realized that after cancer, that does not signify that you are done with cancer, because the emotional and the mental and the physical baggage that you have to overcome is so challenging. And I realized that, so I wanted to give back in the most powerful way to the cancer community, and also share my story and share my message across the country, across the world, as a keynote motivational speaker, to corporations, to nonprofits, to help show that whatever setback you're facing, to realize that it's actually a setup for something so much greater in your life. With that being said, I hope one day I can not only just share my story, but more importantly, share the lessons in my message I've learned along the way to help your community break through any barriers, overcome any obstacles in their lives, so they can become a better version of themselves and help the next person who's struggling as well. So with that being said, my name is Matt Odie. I am now 29 years old, and I am officially 4.5 years cancer-free.